Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be discussing CME Futures gaps, because in today's video, we need to talk about one of the most widespread, well-known, most talked about chart formations on the Bitcoin chart, those, as we said, being CME Futures gaps, because, as you might know, there's one sitting down around $9,700 to $9,900, but what you might not have known is that as of yesterday, there's actually a CME Futures gap sitting at around $10,400, meaning that according to the CME Futures gaps logic of having to fill the gaps, not only are we supposed to rally, we're also supposed to pull back. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing if both of those are going to happen, if they do, which one would happen first, or if it even makes sense that CME Futures gaps need to be filled at all. Guys, I think you're going to get a lot of great value out of today's video. If you do, as always, please hit that like button. These videos have been taking a lot of work lately, and I would seriously appreciate it. I am so tired. But anyway, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Before we get started, I do want to briefly mention that a new sale has started on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you're interested in learning everything you need to know about technical analysis, I would encourage you to check us out at the link in the description down below. But anyway, CME Futures gaps. What are they? How do they form? And why do we keep talking about them? Well, guys, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets trade 24/7 nonstop. If there's a gap on a Bitcoin chart, it means the exchange went down for a little while. But on traditional markets, there are gaps all the time. If you look at the daily chart on the stock market, you're going to see tons and tons of gaps. It's why the stock market doesn't look as clean as the Bitcoin market, because on the Bitcoin market, all of the candlesticks line up with the top of the last green candlestick being the beginning of the next red, etc. In the stock market, there's something, as you can see right over here, called the pre-market. The market can move when the market is not open. Now, I'm not getting into that in today's video. A lot of you guys who have worked in stocks probably understand that. It's pretty fundamental. But the point is, it doesn't happen in Bitcoin, which means that on the Bitcoin chart, gaps shouldn't ever happen. That is until futures launched on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange about 2 years ago, and Bitcoin started being traded on a normal trading day. And ever since then, this market right here has had untold ramifications on the Bitcoin mass psychology, the market sentiment, and everything in between, because it introduced a new form of technical analysis and a new form of chart formation: the Bitcoin futures gap. And as you can see, we have one sitting down here in between about $9,740 and $9,900 right now. But as of yesterday, we also see one right here. Essentially, all a gap is that this chart right here, there is no candlestick movement in this little box right there unless you go into the past. In the future, there is not. Doesn't make a lot of sense unless you really understand it. That made even less sense. Oh my, I am, God bless. I am so out of it that even coffee can't wake me up. That's how tired. Wow. Dope. Anyway, as I was saying, there are two futures gaps on Bitcoin that we need to be looking at right now. This one right here to the north of us, and this one right here to the south of us. So what's going on? If the technical landscape calls for us to rally to the upside and break and breach and fill our top gap, but also do the thing, that we just talked about right below us, then which one's going to happen and which one might happen first? Well, let's go ahead and jump back to the normal chart, because it would bring a little bit more insight to see what Bitcoin is actually doing right now. And if you've been watching the market for the last little while, you'll know that Bitcoin has pulled back about 15% down to right around $10,000. In doing so, we have managed to plummet the RSI down to around 30 to 35, depending on the day. And because of that, there is a very strong argument to be made that Bitcoin has put in a temporary bottom and is in need of a short-term bounce. But what about what we talked about yesterday? Didn't we say that it's likely that Bitcoin's going to pull back down to about $9,000? I did say that. So here's a scenario I see playing out, because technically there's two CME futures gaps to fill. Since Bitcoin is already quite overextended now, it is probably going to need a short-term bounce. That's why in yesterday's video I said, don't necessarily expect the correction below 10K to start for 3 or 4 days. We might have a corrective bounce. That's what we're talking about in this video. It's very possible here that Bitcoin bounces at 10K because we have tested this level 6 times in the last 6 days and we haven't broken it. That is a sign that it probably will break, but it's also a sign that the bears aren't very strong right now, meaning that we're probably going to bounce, fill that gap, and then continue the downtrend after we've reset the RSI to around the 50 level. That is the prediction I'm making here based on these CME futures gaps, which at this point, since we're so close to them, both of them are likely going to get filled. The northern one most definitely is, and the 9K one more than likely is. I see Bitcoin doing a little number like this, where it rallies up just a little bit, tests about 10.5 to 10.6, fills the gap, and then we fall back over when we test 10.5 as resistance, and then we pull back down here to about $9,000, filling our other gap that's right there. So guys, I hope you did enjoy today's technical analysis, and I also hope you guys are enjoying the content lately. The videos have been a little bit shorter because, quite frankly, I think you guys like the videos a little bit shorter. Tell us in the comment section down below if you'd like these little bite-sized videos, or if you'd like us to go back to really long-form content. Believe me, these shorter videos are quite a bit easier for us to make, especially in a time like this. But, alas, at the end of the day, we want to bring you the best quality content no matter what it takes. Guys, I hope you did enjoy today's video. Like I said, if you did, consider hitting that like button. And as I said, it's also come to my attention that nearly 40% of the people watching these videos are not subscribed. We're trying to hit 75K subs by the end of the year. I think we can hit 100K by Valentine's Day, and when we do, something spectacular is going to happen. So go ahead and consider subscribing. It would be very much appreciated. But anyway, guys, that is going to have to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Whoa, hang on a second. If you're still here, that means you're one of the people that really likes these videos and you love watching this outro, which, by the way, we had to fight very hard to keep this outro music, and I promise it'll start playing again here in just a second. But before we do, since I can tell you're such a big fan of the channel, I want to mention what makes this channel and all of the expansion we're doing behind the scenes possible. And that would, of course, be the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, we don't really take sponsorships on the channel because we want to make sure that we are in full control of the quality we provide to you guys, which is why we created our own product to build our business around so that we are able to provide you content. If you guys would like to learn everything you need to know about technical analysis, I would highly encourage you to check us out at the link in the description down below. Any questions, you can email us at cryptojeb@gmail.com, and you can also put them in the comment section down below, and myself or one of our team members will get back to you ASAP. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back to that music.